The Alps are Europe's largest and most expansive mountainous region, stretching across several countries. Hidden in the peaks and the valleys of these large land breasts is a secret, slimy, slippery serpent. And no, I'm not talking about my German ex-wife Hilda. The Tatzlewurm slinks along the mountain, harassing the local cattle and crops. So let us take the snake-like creature in your hand and watch out that it doesn't spit at you. I'm doing a euphemism that the worm is a penis.
Today on Sexy Beast, we're talking the Tatzlewurm.
Oh, you got that sexy beast. You're just so sexy. Are you a Loch Ness monster? Or are you Bigfoot, cryptid, supernatural vampires, banshees, Tony and Jago? Oops, there's a Wendigo. Hey, coming after me. Who the fuck said you could laugh at me, smack with me? With a Bigfoot dick you could slap with me? Blasphemy. You could dare come at me with a Bigfoot dick and a Loch Ness monster, pussy. Bay Sexy Beast.
Hello there, and welcome to Sexy Beasts, your foray into the menagerie of the unexplained. Every podcast is devoted to a specific creature, cryptid, or monster. We discuss its history, its merits, and using our FEC analysis, we rate and review the beast against other creatures in our premiere crypt. And be sure to listen all the way to the end, because we close out every single show with a part that you are involved in, Freak Encounters, where we read your submitted stories about you and a weird thing. And sometimes it's a ghost, sometimes it's not a ghost. My name is Tony Cantwell. I'm the winner of the Specsavers Tits and Glass Award for most appreciation of tits by a bespectacled man, and my co-host as always, the Clim Reaper, Mark Jago.
What's a clim?
A clim is the thinnest part of the shaft of the penis that often chafes after excessive masturbation.
I'll take that. Yeah.
We're talking Tatzlewurm.
Oh, diese Tatzlewurm. Guten Tag, Tony.
Guten Tag, Mark.
Wie geht's?
We gates.
How are you?
You and me are gates.
We gates together.
We're two gates. Actually, no, before we jump into the Tatzlewurm, here's an example of what a sponsor would sound like if they would ever get up their arse, get up their arses.
Get up their arse.
Get up their arses.
Get the checks out their arses.
Welcome to Sexy Beasts, brought to you this week by Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them Too, The Crimes of Grindelwald, playing in all good cinemas right now. That would be an example of a good sponsor. If anyone from fucking Warner Brothers... Do you know who I called to try and get sponsors? I called when the Meg came out. I called their offices.
Yeah.
And I was like, just to let you know, we're a very popular podcast. We were one in the charts once, and we would actually do an episode on the Meg. And then they were like, what would you want for that? And I said, just free swag. Just send us Meg swag. Maybe some tickets to the premiere. Whatever. They didn't do it. Then I got onto fucking Little Foot or Little Feet, Small Foot.
Yeah.
We're
the
fucking
Yeti.
Fucking Zendaya is Michi.
Zendaya is Michi.
And I called them and they were like, look, I just fucking want some free swag. I got onto... Now, if Godzilla King of Monsters is listening...
Oh, shit, yeah, we have to get on. We have to work hard
do you know what I mean?
We should make some sort of grassroots movements.
We should.
Sexy Beast for Godzilla.
For Godzilla. King of Monsters on the King of Podcasts.
Yeah.
So that's what it would sound like. But because that's not happening, fuck Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them Too, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I heard it's terrible anyway. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. But
sounds like he's fucking making it up as he goes along.
Yeah, so apparently, what's her name? JK is just retconning everything.
Just kidding, rolling.
Just joking, rolling.
Just kidding and rolling on the floor.
She's retconning everything, like adding loads of stuff that wasn't there in the first place.
Really?
Yeah, and just be like, don't you know that the Coriolis is the most powerful wizard in the world? Oh, I must have mentioned it in my first 7 books or something. But anyway,
shit.
Today we are talking about the German boy.
The Tatzlewurm, bitte.
Have we had a German before?
No, we have... no.
Okay, well, pretend I'm at the party. Let's hope this isn't the worst.
Okay.
Like currywurst, like sausage.
Okay, you're at your German party, a cool Berlin. Hello, welcome to my house. Don't sit down.
Entschuldigung bitte, meine Fräulein. That means...
Is that Nightcrawler?
Beat that, my Fräulein. Have you heard about the Tatzlewurm?
If you take out your penis now, I will be very annoyed.
No. That's for later when we get to the sexy sex club. The Tatzlewurm, other known as the Stalinworm, otherwise known as the burger line, otherwise known as the basilisk. Another name from Italy. It's a long serpent-like creature with a lizard body, the face of a cat. It also has... Its blood is acidic. Its breath is poisonous. And it says to live in the Alps. So that's why we're at the German party.
My friend, I have not had nearly enough drugs for this to be interesting.
And I'm like, let's go to Bergheim.
Yes!
And then we're sweating if the LSD. But yeah, Tatzlewurm. I didn't know a lot about this.
I only found out about it when I was looking up the bestiary in God of War. They're in the new God of War.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I did the big weird, like, things that jump out of the ground.
Yeah, they look different from what the Tatzlewurms we've seen online. These are like big kind of hench, almost like a saber-toothed tiger with a kind of serpent tail, but kind of a Fianaga kind of body.
Oh
vibe.
Yeah, like a long sort of skinny body.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Tatzlewurm, it's a long established like German. Like apparently a lot of people know it in Germany. I was talking to my friend Caroline from Germany, and she was saying, I asked her about it, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't heard from you in years." And I was like, "Yeah, listen, shut up. What's a Tatzlewurm?" And she's like, "Oh," and she's because she's from a small mountain village at the base of the Alps.
I'm sick of all your made up lays.
What do you mean? No,
all the people you make up.
All the people I make up
to add to your notches.
Don't say that.
No, I'm only messing.
But yeah, so it's, as I established, it's it can be up to 7 foot long, long slender body. Some places describe it having two sort of delicate, graceful feline hands at the front and a cat face, and then at the back it's like real stumpy legs.
At the back it's a slippery devil.
It's a little slippery devil.
It's all seduction up front, but the back it's a little slippery little thing.
It's all stumpy. But yeah, it says poisonous breath, acidic blood, a bit like Alien.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's sort of similar sightings around all of like the Alps, so Austria, like Bavaria and Italy, around that area. It's really well known. A lot of towns have it as their sort of mascot or their coat of arms in a lot of Swiss villages and stuff like that.
It lends itself to a good kind of emblem.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of because it's essentially, well, it's considered as well a dragon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of legends that kind of, there's a, I've heard it kind of come up in other like dragon slaying tales that it was actually a Tatzlewurm that was slayed by Friedrich something in fucking Austria,
Brunhilde and
all that shit.
There's a lot of links between other cultures as well. It's it would be comparison to like a Chinese dragon or like a Welsh dragon as well. It's sort of similar to that, except the feline face makes me just laugh, like just how unintimidating it would be, like. All right, stop.
Berries underground.
Yeah. Just shits in a sandy box and looks at you.
Just needs a cuddle, these things.
Yeah. Oh,
but I also hear the head is furless. I repeat, furless.
Oh,
so it's a furless, almost like a sphinx cat.
Sphinx cat. Oh, I don't like sphinx cats.
I don't like sphinx cats at all. And well, do you know? I mean, a lot will kind of come into. Surprisingly, quite a chunk of folklorish tales and sightings,
and stuff like that. Yeah, I was like, oh, Tatzlewurm is going to be a bit of one of a zero in sightings, but then a lot of shites are popping up. I was like, oh, interesting.
A lot of shites. Leave it to the Germans to really chronologize. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say?
Chronicle.
To keep a good record of.
Yeah, to chronicle the sightings
Is it to chronicle?
Yeah.
Chronicles.
Chronicle is like an action word. I chronicled. The Chronicles of Riddick.
I know. Well, neither of us. Come on. We were going to say the Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah. Butcher Bay. So that's the introduction. It's big scary acid cat.
But a big scary acid cat. I don't know. Does this thing sound like it can? Sorry, I opened up the wrong app on my phone. On my thing. Can this thing fight?
Fighting.
So let's break it down.
Sure.
7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Long. Sorry. When does it become tall or long? Like when's the difference?
I suppose when this is kind of a snaky salamander,
Does it have a tail? Does it become long?
It will never be 7 foot tall. It'll never stand up like that.
Yeah,
it's long.
But then why wouldn't you just call it like 7 foot wide? Because it's not wide.
What would you call a panther?
Daddy. No, I'm not fucking cats again. And
there's a good. You can take that out of context there, Al.
Yeah, in the little glimpses or whatever.
Little glimpses.
Poisonous breath.
But would you say a panther or at least a cat was 2 foot long, or would you say it's 2 foot tall? You wouldn't never say it was tall. Whatever's longest is what you would say.
So I'm 6'1", tall.
You're not.
I am.
You're not.
I will prove it. Take a poll on Twitter. Jago,
don't do a poll. Just fucking measure yourself and show the results.
I'm 6'1". All right.
You're not 6'1".
My mom tells me all the time, "You're 6'1". You should be a model." And I say, "Thanks, mom." Now make me a sandwich. Not sexist. Just like she really likes feeding me.
I'm 5'10" and you're only marginally taller than me, maybe by half a centimeter.
Bullshit. Anyway, but like, does that mean that I'm like, from my forehead to the back of my head, that's how long I am?
What are you talking about?
Like, so I don't understand myself.
I know, I don't understand yourself.
It's been a long day in actual work.
I love your defense, and you're getting angry with me. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't understand myself.
Oh, it's been a long day in work.
You're either long or tall by what's longest.
So
your biggest length you have.
It would be
is
my
foot.
height from my foot to my head.
So that would be tall because the dimension is fucking Y.
But then, like, why isn't a cat from its measured from the top of its head to the base of its foot?
Because that's not as impressive as the fact that from head to tail it's 2 foot as compared to half a foot tall.
So I'm gonna start going around and calling myself, I'm 6'1" long.
But you can't say that. You would have to say, not even. Oh God, shut up, fuck up, shut up.
You're so horny.
Oh, I am horny. When I've been talking about cats this much. One big thing about this thing up top, which we want to see from our cryptids, this thing is aggressive.
Yeah, it like attacks people.
It attacks people. It's coming for you.
Yeah. So if a cryptid's not an aggressive cryptid, I'm sort of like, oh yeah, it has the ability to it. But this would go for you. Mm-hmm. It would go burn you.
Yep.
It would swipe. It has long claws as well.
Yep.
Has the ability to constrict apparently as well. Can like wrap herself around its prey and bites into it.
Oh really? Can it constrict into a little spring and then go doink?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's mad. I see.
It can also jump 9 foot tall, high. It can jump 9 foot long.
9 foot long. Can it? Yeah, it has a bit of camouflage. No, it's not active camouflage. It can't change to its surroundings, but it's like markings apparently are really for like rocky outcrops and stuff. It has a bit of a grey hue to it.
Well, we'll have to make sure that if we put it into the theatre screams, we're not putting a rocky hue banners up or whatever.
Banners.
Whatever.
Rocky Hue, that'd be a great name for like a lead singer in an indie band. Rocky Hue.
Yeah, Rocky Hue. What was the name of your man? Rocky something?
Balboa.
No, it was a good emo guy. Remember his name. I'm out of the game. I'm out of the emo game.
But they keep dragging me back in.
Speaking of dragons, this thing may be a dragon.
Yeah. So, in like Chinese culture, dragons tend to like breathe fire and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. This could be like another type of dragon that just breathes poison. Well, see, I'd be more inclined to believe that something can breed poison than fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. It could just like have a gut filled with like digesting meat and just...
I think that could happen. Someone has enzymes that can kind of break down food in a way that, you know, is tolerable to them but would be kind of poisonous for us.
Yeah, something like that is poisonous.
I mean, I'd be a bit... I mean, the fact that we can... I mean, if we were just to fart all the time, that'd be poisonous.
It's a bit sulfur in it, isn't it?
Yeah, but like if you were really stuck in a room, if you're stuck in a room with a cow, you could die.
If there was... yeah, that's true, actually. If you lock yourself in a small box and you keep farting and there's no oxygen...
The boo box.
The boo box. Get in the boo box. That was a fucking... boo box is from...
Do you know that's Glenn Close in male drag?
Who gets put in the boo box in the hook? No way.
Seriously,
What's Glenn Close in it? Like, it's such a small part.
I don't know.
That's mad, but... scorpions. I think it can fight. I think that it has the aggressive nature to itself. I think it has a lot of... And even if, say, you do one-up it in a fight and manage to wound it, its blood is acidic. It's going to burn you. So you're fucked. Like, You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I mean, as well, like, I mean, in God of War, the way these things fight is they dig underground, kind of like a Mongolian death worm. They dig, and you don't know where they're coming from. They jump up and they pounce, you know, sometimes 9 feet long at a time. At you.
9 feet tall at a time.
No. I think it can fight.
But, I've smelled a butt.
But, in terms of how aggressive it is, in terms of like the deaths, a lot of the deaths have come from days later after fighting it, or being dizzy from seeing it, or being sick. Mostly poison, I've read.
There's a lot of like this, where it sort of leans into the basilisks sort of side, where like it has like mesmerizing eyes. Now I don't know if that could be like a subspecies in Italy, but yeah, apparently like you look at it and you start to feel a bit sick and stuff. There's a few things for evidence I want to go into about like some deaths and evidence, but I think fighting, like, it is definitely above average in my eyes.
Okay.
So 5 is average.
5 is average.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you give it?
I hadn't given anything yet.
What, are you going to wait till I say something?
No, I'm going to give it something now.
I gave it a 6.
I have also given it a 6.
Oh, whoa, that's so weird.
That is so weird.
How did you do that?
See, this is why we're probably the third best of one of these encrypted podcasts compared to the other ones.
Yeah, Tanya's informed me there's actually like 2 more encrypted podcasts out there.
There's an American one, right? And their third episode is the Dubbercoo. Fucking mad.
And how many episodes do they have?
They've roughly the same amount, and I think they started at roughly the same time.
Oh shit! How many followers do they have, listeners?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about it.
What's the name of them? Don't say it.
I'm not saying anything. There's no other encrypted podcast. Well, look, yeah, this thing can fight fairly averagely at a 6. I don't know, is 6? Should we be given more than a 6?
I don't think so. I think we're lately we've been too nice.
But do we have to spite the Tatzlewurm to cut off our noses?
No, I know, but I do think we need to like make an establishment. Like a human is 5.
Sure.
So a human is 5. So if I was fighting Tatzlewurm, there is a chance I could beat it, but that would be if like I had a weapon nearby, or
sure.
I just like sort of whipped it around my head by its tail. You know?
They're quite big. Anyway, yeah, we'll give it a fighting of 6.
Me first, you first?
Well, we can both go. We have to do an ad.
Yeah.
Well, we're in somebody's podcast now. We are in a podcast.
Whose fucking podcast?
Somebody's podcast from the Head Stuff Network, because we're going to tell them about our podcast.
Oh yeah, Dublin podcast, yeah. So I'm PJ Gallagher.
And I'm Suzanne Kane.
And this is sort of an ad for the Dublin podcast.
Stick us in your ears if you haven't done so already. What do we do on our podcast?
I don't know, but we've done it 111 times and there's loads more of it to come.
Dublin, the podcast.
Yeah, Suzanne's fucking sound. I'm a pain in the arse. It's a sort of a magical thing.
Factually correct.
Does this thing even exist?
But what is the evidence, sir? I'm just writing something down.
A lot of sightings.
A lot of sightings and a bit of physical evidence. We haven't got like physical evidence in a little while, have we?
No, we haven't.
Sorry, it's a little burp there.
That's okay.
So the first sort of mention of the Tatzlewurm is in 1779, when 2 Tatzlewurms appeared in front of this guy, and his name was
Hans Fox.
It's like sometimes I'm feeling a bit saucy. I go to the bathroom, have a Hans Fox. You know about myself?
Oh, his name's Hans Fox.
Yeah, Fuchs.
What? Unreal.
Woof.
Woof.
His name's Hans Fox.
Hans, your girlfriend.
Woof. He saw 2 Tatzlewurms just chilling out at the side of the Alps, and his heart went kaput. He had a heart attack, died instantly.
And do you know what I find so sickening? A painting by a relative to commemorate his death depicts 2 Tatzlewurms on his fucking grave.
We've talked about this before.
Well, with the Dubbercoo.
So, yeah. Like put the Dubbercoo.
Your one dies, he chases after this Dubbercoo, and then his wife dies, who he definitely fucking killed.
Yeah.
And then he puts a fucking Dubbercoo. Like, I don't want to have a fry up on my gravestone.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Imagine that way. Imagine something like really embarrassing, like you drowned in your bath. Oh, like Whitney Houston, she did that, didn't she? Oh, whoops.
He said that like really malicious, like
She drowned her.
I guess. She dried her mouth, didn't she? Whoops.
Whoops! I did it. I killed Whitney Houston.
What's going to be on your gravestone? We've had this conversation before, but I don't remember. Because the thing that kills you.
I think I'll eat a lot of salty food, and like I enjoy it too much, so it's going to be just a big fucking ball of sacks of salt. Just a big monument to my sodium content.
We'll have to. You get a warning, and then hopefully you change your life. I don't know. I assume that's what
I'm waiting
happens.
for my first heart attack, and
Yeah.
then that'll be grand. I'll be fine after that. Back to evidence. Yeah, so in 1828, a Tatzlewurm corpse was actually found by a peasant farmer. Now, this I'm not too sure about this one now, because by the time he got home, the crows had eaten it all.
Oh, fucking.
So he came back home to his village. He's like, Hans, Svetlana, all the German names.
Yep.
My Tatzlewurm got eaten by the crows. And they're like, okay, let's put this into history.
That's bollocks.
That's mad.
That is bollocks. That's like saying, sir, I wrote the best essay of all time, but my dog get it.
Oh, sorry, lads. I had a gram of Coke, but it all fell out of my pocket when I was came to the party.
You're a liar.
Lying to me.
Look at your eyes. There's no party for anyone because you're fucking can't keep your nose to yourself.
Keep your nose to yourself. And there's a Bavarian book called the Bavarian Swiss Almanac.
Ooh.
And
Marty McFly went back to get it.
And he got it, and he found all the Tatzlewurms and wiped them out. That's what he's done now.
Oh, no way.
No, so the Tatzlewurm was mentioned in for the hunter section. He was like, if you see a Tatzlewurm, here's what you do in regards to it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, what I'm doing is working to now.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1954, a Swiss photographer called Balin claimed to have a photograph of the Tatzlewurm, and he donated it to a German newspaper. It was such a big story, like it was the front page of the Bild, the German newspaper. People claim it was because it went missing after. So someone took a picture of this picture, and it went missing after. He couldn't find it. He said he gave it to an acquaintance, and the acquaintance disappeared.
Oh, do you know what? We've had these stories before.
Now, Geneva Institute of Science.
Geneva Institute of Science.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the 1900s.
Okay.
Claimed they had a Tatzlewurm skeleton.
What?
Yeah, in the 1900s. It got lost.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, man, do you not think that things get lost? I lose things all the time.
Yeah. But like when did they have it at least for like a year or 2 years?
So there's no records of it. So it's in the Geneva Institute of Science just claims that they had it at some stage in the 1900s.
I mean, I can understand things go lost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be giving out to these guys.
No, I don't. I understand a pen getting lost. I understand like a notepad getting lost. I don't understand a mythical creature from like this, like ancient times.
Especially if they're given to a fucking archivist. You know, hang on to these things. I did read naturalist Carl Wilhelm von Dollatare wrote the history.
Fucking roller coaster of a name, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's all over the place. Carl Wilhelm von Dollatore was an Austrian taxonomist, entomologist, and botanist. There you are. Just Google him there real quick. But he wrote on the history of dragons in the Alps in 1887. He explained these creatures could all be identified as species of lizards or snakes, seemingly ignoring the whole cat-headed thing.
Yeah.
Dollatore considered these giant creatures of the past to have died out by his time, alongside the folk belief associated with them, and that the popular notion of the Tatzlewurm in this day lingered as a kind of phantom of these past legendary creatures. So he kind of believes, yes, they did exist, and potentially did exist in the early, in the 17th century, you know, there's even like a 1660 account of a cat-headed dragon, you know, being spotted and all this stuff. So they maybe had existed, but died out in the kind of...
do you think that is like that? Because a lot of this
20th century.
could be, like, as we talked about before, like ancestral memory. Like someone had remembered something from such far back, and it could be a creature that's extinct or something like that.
Could be.
A lot of these cryptids could be explained for that reason, but
I mean, I know we look at say, you know, you see those graphs of population spiking, and of course in the last like 100 years it shoots up, you know, 100x or 10x or whatever what it did the years before. But even from, 1660 to 1887, there still would have been a big spike, as industrial revolution, as things improve, that these things could have just been killed.
Yeah, it's something scary that since 1970, 70% of invertebrates have been made extinction just because of humans. Jesus, that's mental. We're shite.
Well, yeah, we are.
I hope you use a keep cup.
I do.
Good.
I don't all the time, but I try to.
No, Tony, you have to use a keep cup. You want to save them fucking Tatzlewurms. In 2000, a skeleton was given to a local college in Austria again, along with a large donation. Now the skeleton is in a metal box and cannot be opened. There was an investigative journalist. They said the donation will be rescinded, so the donation will be taken away from the college. Now the lawyers that were in charge of it.
What's the point of it then?
I don't know. I think it's apparently the donation was very large, and it was kept the college going for a couple of years, so they don't need anything else. And the lawyers in charge of it said that they couldn't give the name for the anonymous donor, and they're a very large firm in Austria as well, or Geneva.
Fucking hell!
It's a bit weird. That's like, what could be in that box? It's like dead wife or something. You know what I mean?
What's the point of a box? It's like fucking Schrodinger's cat. Like, what's the point? I get the point of Schrodinger's cat, but I don't get the point of having a box on display that you can't.
Oh, it's not on display. It's in the archive. It's like in the fucking back end of nowhere.
What's the point? Why? That's like, I don't understand that.
You're so sweaty.
I'm not. I don't have a fucking drop. Normally, I am sweaty. I don't have a drop of sweat on me. No, but like the idea of just giving someone a fucking magic box and then being like a mystery box, and then be like, "Here, hang on to that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and if you open it, I'm going to take it back."
Yeah,
open it.
No, would you like? So I give you a box here, like it's completely sealed, and I say,
"I know what a box is."
Like it's like I'm
for,
showing you.
For those of you at home, Jago's making the shape of a box multiple times to explain what a fucking box is.
I don't know. You're one of those mad people.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you're talking about a ball. I understand.
Ball. Yeah, ball. If I give you a box and I give you, here's €1,000,000.
Yeah.
You can spend all the €1,000,000, do whatever the fuck you want, whatever farty shite hats you buy or whatever.
Fuck off.
So angry. How many guys? You have lovely hats.
Thank you.
But you cannot open that box.
That's fine. I get that. But
that's exactly what they did.
I know, but like, what's the mystery? Is there the mystery that there could be a Tatzlewurm in the box?
No, what I say to you is, this is an unknown creature in this box.
Yeah, no, but maybe I zoned out. Maybe I zoned out when you started telling me this. Did they give the box to the archivist? Saying,
so basically, in 2000, an anonymous donor donated a large box saying there's a Tatzlewurm skeleton in the box with alongside a large donation towards the college, and he said you can't open the box or whatever, but you can spend the money or whatever you want.
Okay,
yeah. See,
but like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
And
I mean, it's not evidence. It's not evidence of fucking anything.
It's a box, man.
Just a box.
This is a bag. What's in the bag?
What's in the bags?
Since 2009, there's been loads of sightings described
in Italy.
In Italy, yeah, it was a huge one.
Basilisco.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pofollo.
Basilisco. Oh no.
That means wallet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, devil's advocate.
Which means you're just going to be a prick and get away with it, yeah?
We should get a little sting for devil's advocate.
A devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's it. No, do that back at home with your piano or whatever. It could be a type of salamander that lived in Germany. Could be escaped Gila monsters.
Wait, you were about to say something about the recent sighting, so I did read...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Over the last 10 years, the people of Tresivio in the Valtellina Valley, a region of Italy in the Swiss border, made repeated sightings of an unusual creature, described as an agile bipedal lizard, about 1 meter tall, nearly... Oh, this is going to... Oh my God. About 1 meter tall and nearly 2 meters long. So they did actually use both. The first sighting the papers reported in the summer of 2009.
Fuck you.
So do you understand that then? 1 meter tall and 2 meters wide?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first sighting the papers reported in the summer of 2009 was regarded as an isolated incident and had been made a few years ago. A young student of agricultural sciences spotted the animal, but at that time, nobody believed her. Now an assistant researcher, she stands by a report. I was not dreaming. I saw it clearly with my own fucking eyes. It approached me walking on its fucking hind legs. The anterior legs were very fucking small.
Yeah,
And
man.
It resembled a fucking prehistoric velociraptor. And generally it looked like a fucking monitor lizard, man. Yet the monitors move on a bufangula fucking 4 legs, and this one was fucking upright. Its back nearly was 80 centimeters off the ground, and its head was nearly a fucking meter fucking tall.
That was the whoa. Went all around the world there. Brilliant. I love that.
But that's real. There you go, and there's a few more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where were they from? These people.
No, another one said, I saw something. It was not an iguana. It is less massive, and we saw it running. So you ever heard the word fucking smaller, you idiot?
It's probably translated from Italian. Italian.
Oh, here's a different one. A farmer from Ponte said, I had parked my tractor above the village on the road to Val Fontana. It looked like a fucking lizard with a long tail. It resembled a fucking kangaroo, but it has scales, and therefore it must have been a reptile.
A reptile, man. There's all that.
A reptilamander, kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
So there you go. Devil's advocate. Yeah. So here's a few theories. The general description of the Tatzlewurm bears a lot of resemblance to an amphibicebanian, which is a Mexican mole lizard.
Oh, a mole lizard.
Long way from home.
Yeah.
But it's also much, much smaller.
Like it's about an inch long or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like it. Looks like a
Oh,
snake.
wow. Jesus Christ. That's a lizard.
That's a lizard.
We have to put that up. We always say we have to put these up, and we never do, and we will.
Write a note on your phone, reminder on... No, not on your phone. Don't draw on your phone.
Reminder, lizard worm.
Mexican mole lizard.
Mole lizard. Yeah, that does look. It is pretty far from home. Another one is there's salamanders, and they just have short legs. Because I'm gonna go with it exists or it did exist.
Ooh.
I'm a big fan of this, just because I like Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole sort of like the fucking poison breath. I think the poison breath might be a bit of a stretch if it did exist.
I mean, it could have venomous glands and big ones, and
Like Gila monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they've been like.
but like imagine you stabbed. I was just watching a video. Jake the Snake Roberts was on Joe Rogan, and they were showing like the footage of when he made the Macho Man like be bitten by the cobra.
a cobra. Yeah, I watched that as well.
So fucked up.
What? Is it?
So good.
He was defanged, obviously.
Defanged and devenomed, but you still got a bit of blood from him.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine if there was like a snake / reptile, which monitor lizards are poisonous, venomous. Imagine like it had a big gland, and then like if you stabbed it, you got the venom on you, you could die.
Kimono dragons, they have such dirty teeth and mouths that when they bite, their prey gets infected.
Jesus Christ.
Like what a fucking if God exists and he made these creatures, what a fucked up man. Like.
What, a monitor lizard?
Yeah, like he's like, okay, a lizard, it bites you. What's wrong? Dirty mouth, fucking shit in its mouth. You're dead. Done.
Does it eat shit? Is that?
No, because it's like it has lumps of food in its mouth that rots, and it has like these little pits where the rot sort of settles.
Wow.
So when it bites it, you basically instant gangrene.
That's really making the best of a bad situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a monitor lizard. Sorry, there is one thing I'd actually written here, which was one of the first sightings about the Tatzlewurm. Thank you. One of the people he saw it said it measured 7 feet long. The residents in the neighborhood were complaining that their cows' udders had been mysteriously sucked, and the incident stopped after a creature was found and killed. But I just found that
like a big scary thing. It's a cat. It's a fucking cat man.
Yeah, it's Catman.
Or they turn around and like, Klaus, why do you have such a fucking milky mustache? I don't know, Vater.
I don't know. I simply do not know. I'm going to give this a fucking evidence 8.
Oh, I give it an evidence 8.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Real.
That's quite cool and
now,
quite strong.
That's very strong evidence, but is it?
Cool. Cool, baby.
Yeah. That's the sort of vibe I got off it. Like, I do like the stories, and I read a bit of it, but like, do you ever like when you're reading a story about a cryptid, you're like, that's fucking class. But here I was like, yeah, like that's what I'd expect from a 7 foot long lizard. Wizard. I'd be like, yeah, that's grand.
You're a lizard, Barry.
I don't know. I just don't think anything from Germany can be magical.
Whoa. All the fucking Grimms.
Oh,
Hansel und Gretel.
Hansel und Gretel.
Brunhilde.
No, I do think it's cool. I think to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, I think it's too similar to like a thing we have. Like it could, like it literally could exist. Biologically, it could exist.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. Normally, I mean, cool is probably where we have the most fucking liberty with our scores, because
it is a personal opinion.
It's entirely a personal opinion, as is actually fighting, and that's why I love doing this podcast. But I mean, cool also is it's how much it pops up, and it
is very prevalent. Like as I said, my German friend Caroline was like, "Yes, Tatzlewurm."
The Tatzlewurm.
It's if we had a German in here with us, they'd probably be like raving about how cool it is in the Swiss Alps and stuff like that. It is cool on heraldry and stuff like that. I do like that.
It's a bit mad. I mean, I suppose it's like a cat head digging snake. It's a cool name.
Tatzlewurm, yeah.
Tatzlewurm.
I think it literally just is worm.
Well,
yeah.
There's a couple of cooler names. What if I told you the Tatzlewurm was also known as Dragon of the Mine?
Yeah, Stollenwurm. And I counteract your cool name with the Bergesee, which just literally means stump mountain.
That's what I think. If we were to name each other's penises, mine would be Dragon of the Mine, and yours would be Stump Mountain.
No.
Welcome to Stump Mountain.
What do I say that?
Did you feel the bump?
Welcome to Stump Mountain.
Dragon of the Mine.
Do you say that a lot? Welcome to Dragon of the Mine to your fiance?
I do.
Yeah. Are you going to say that in the vows of your wedding?
And I hope you'll welcome the Dragon of the Mine on the reg. And I do.
You're whispering high.
Well, I'm going to play a song.
Oh!
This is a song, Tatzlewurm by the band Skoda, and not a song that I wrote myself.
I'm the Tatzlewurm, living in a Tatzel world. Oh yeah, this heart of mine is just as cold as home Alpine. Oh yeah, I need a warm, soft, gooey place to bury my feline pussy face. Tatzlewurm my way into your heart. Oh yeah, I'm like your gay best friend, except that I'm straight, oh yeah. I'm a male feminist, I think women are great. So why won't you just take me on a date? I'm a Tatzlewurm and I'm a sly cunt, and women should be afraid of me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
feminist. Anyone who calls themselves a male feminist is definitely a predator.
I think we should reappropriate the term Tatzlewurm to be lads who have fucking ulterior motives. Lads who
soft boys.
like soft boys, yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't be calling them soft boys, calling them Tatzlewurms.
Tatzlewurm's like, oh, he's such a little Tatzlewurm.
You know, they're Tatzlewurming their way into your heart.
He's wearing his repeal jumper, he's a Tatzlewurm, but then he just groped a girl on the dance floor.
Oh, what a prick.
What a Tatzlewurm.
I was a very soft Tatzlewurm growing up. I just thought do you know what? If you're in close proximity with women, it'll definitely work out.
You just thought you'd radiate sexual attraction.
Yeah, it would have eventually, when everyone else was gone, they would be like, oh my God, you're still here. Yeah, awesome, let's go for this.
The war of attrition. You'd wear them down to like
I should have played sports, okay? I know that. I should have gone and played sports.
Yeah, but like the fact that you were so unathletic made you develop humor, which led to your career as voiceover man.
Hey,
what?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're making the bank. All right, so cool. Do you think it's cool?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't think it's great though. It'd be cool at 6.
Do you think it's cooler than a human? So 5 is a human.
No, then in that case, no, 5's not human. Cool.
We need a
'cause
baseline.
I don't think I think a jackalope is cooler than a human. I think these are all cooler than humans.
Shit, yeah.
You can't have this for a human.
All right, so we need a baseline cryptid.
Well, I'm going to give it a 6 anyway.
I give it a 6. That's fucking stop reading my mind, man. I give it 6 because it's cooler than a human.
Well, that's still quite high. So taking that into account. That's a score of 20. Which means the Tatzlewurm. Oh my God.
Oh no, where is it? It's like joint 40.
No, you know what? See, this is what we fucking did. Like, the Tatzlewurm, we should have given this a smaller cool. Anyway, Tatzlewurm is now above the Mukele Umbembe and the Thunderbird.
I like the Thunderbird.
And the Fayanaga and the Loveland Frog and the Puka and the Banshee.
The Banshee.
It's higher than all these things.
Oh, what have we
We're
done?
such idiots.
We're such idiots. Our 5 is a human. I'm going to keep saying that. No. All right, so 20. Oh, Jesus.
I'm
lads.
not giving it that. It's a cool of 4.
All right, what did the Puka get?
Puka got 18. I'm not giving
it's
this.
It's cool of 4. Changing our mind.
Changing it now.
Changing it to 4.
I'm changing it now. So,
and the final scores are.
The final scores are. Ooh, 18.
Yeah, so that makes a joint with the Puka.
Joint with the Puka. So, you are in 18. So you're in joint 15th place.
Unreal.
We need to shake it up though. Fucking Bigfoot is getting too cocky upstairs.
Yeah.
He's getting too cocky.
We need to think of something like a god or something like that can try and knock it down. Fighting ability 100 out of 10.
Yeah. Next week, Thor. So, all right. So that's that. And now it's time for a little bit of getting a bit scuba, get a bit of freak encounters. No matter what they tell us.
Freak encounters.
Brilliant.
So this week's freak encounter comes to us from
Shane Walsh.
Shane Walsh, friend of the show. Thank you so much for sending this in, Shane. Okay. We're about to break off a bit of a fucking freak encounter. If you would like to send in your freak encounters, please do so. sexybeastspod@gmail.com or sexybeastspod on Instagram. They're the best ones. And here we go. Sorry, I got scared just now. Okay. Let's wait for the drop. Hi lads, my dad just told me this story and it gave me a serious chill. My dad told me that apparently my late uncle was known to have some sort of healing ability. It wasn't something he advertised nor understood or charged for, but when people asked for help, while he wasn't sure if it would actually do anything, he would never turn them down. Anyway, this man contacted my uncle asking to see him. And as usual, my uncle agreed. My uncle was sitting in his sitting room and he noticed a Jaguar car pull up at the end of the driveway. He realised this must be the man who called him. He saw the man and his young son begin to walk up the driveway, so he went into the kitchen, turned the kettle on, and went back to open the front door. He opened the door and shook the man's hand and told the man to make himself at home in the sitting room. Asked, did he want tea, etc. My uncle went off to make the tea and came back into the sitting room with tea, biscuits and a glass of club orange for the man's son. At that point he realised the man was alone. "Where is your son?" my uncle asked. The man looked confused and asked, what did he mean? My uncle explained he witnessed him and a young boy about 5 or 6 walk up the driveway together. The man went white and said, "My son died last year. He was just 5 years old."
Spooky. That's pretty spooky.
That's spooky and well crafted. And thank you so much for sending that in, Shane.
Well, we're getting a lot of
We're getting a lot of rail.
I'll please cut that out.
So leave it in.
We're getting very well written.
Oh my God. When you said dirty thief earlier, Jesus Christ.
Dirty thief.
Shane Kenna's going to have a field day.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to end this with a quote.
Okay, cool.
In its original German, and I'll translate for the end, okay?
Oh my God.
Lieber arm dran als arm auf. Better to be poor than have one arm.
Girl, you got that sexy beast. You're just so sexy. Are you a Loch Ness monster? Or are you Bigfoot, cryptid, supernatural vampires, banshees, Tony and Jago? Oops, there's a Wendigo. Hey, come on out to me. Who fuck said you could laugh at me, smack with me? With a Bigfoot dick you could slap with me? Blasphemy. You could dare come at me with a Bigfoot dick and a Loch Ness monster pussy? Baby, sexy beast.
This has been the Podstuff Network.
No, this has been the Podstuff Podcast Network.
I'm surprised we didn't make one Nazi joke during that.
Why would we? What are you talking about?
Oh.
This has been a production of the Headstuff Podcast Network.
A, B, C, D, H, E, K, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, X, X, Y, Z.
That's not true.
100%.
I don't believe you.
I did German for 6 years.
Well, you want to go back to it?
Right. Let's get this.
A,
B, C, D, H, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S.
Fuck off.
Swear to God it is.
No, it's not.
It is. H, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Okay, this here's me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. That's what you're saying.
It's not.
It's exactly the fucking same. A, B, C, D, E, F.
A, B, C, D, H, F, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Z. It definitely is. Alright. Hold on, wait.
Expectations. Hello everybody, I'm a German native speaker and I'm gonna show you
That sounds very suspicious.
This is me.
I'm a German.
B,
That's different.
C, D, E,
That's the English alphabet.
F, G,
G.
H,
E. This is not at all what you did.
It is.
K,
No, L, M, N, O, P.
L, M, N, O, E,
No.
Q, R, S. No, you can see.
Yeah, no, you. Okay, Al, please keep this in the podcast. And also, if you could, I don't know if you could play what Jago did against the actual. Actually, no, that's too much of a job. It didn't sound.
B, C, D, H, F, K. Oh, I forgot the alphabet. I skipped the H. Oh, man.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, J, Ä, Ö und das Ü. Zum Lernen ist es nie zu früh.